beach and looking at the progress on our beach nourishment project. We started work on this project in 2007 with getting our engineers lined up, getting the construction drawings, permitting. So it's been 7 years. A lot of people say, well, how come it took so long, for you to do something? We've been working at it for quite a long time. The actual construction started last September. So as I said, we've been about a year so far that we've been working at this. We're about 2/3 of the way finished with placing the sand. We have the majority of the T-groins built. Early on we talked about the construction of the 3 T-groins. All that's left is to construct the stem of the last T-groin and then finish filling it with sand. The T-groin is like a jetty. It has a face that's parallel to the shoreline and then a stem that goes in to the shoreline in the shape of a T. The face of it slows down wave action as it's coming in from offshore. And then the stem slows down sand migrating north or south or parallel to the beach. So the whole thing is designed to keep some of the sand in place and to slow down storm energy. And storm energy is what really pulls a lot of the sand off the beach. After the T-groins were constructed, what we did is we started dredging sand. And it's coming from a bank of sand that's sitting just south and parallel to Hurricane Pass. It's the same borrow area, they call it a borrow area where we're getting the sand from, that we used in the project in 2007, 2008. They have a barge that's out there with a dredge, and they pretty much, for lack of a better word, suck the sand and water up, push it through a hose, and it's traveling probably about a mile, maybe a mile and a half, and then it gets discharged out of this pipe. The pipe's about 18 inches in diameter. If you look over my shoulder, you can see where it's coming out of the pipe. It comes out like this mucky-looking slurry, very wet. They pump the sand and that slurry up onto the beach, and then the water drains out and it leaves you with the sand that's sitting in place. The sand that you see coming out looks very dark. What happens is a lot of organic material that's built up in it over time, but that organic material, in just a matter of a couple of hours, most of that dissipates and it's been beautiful white sand that we've gotten this time around. Honeymoon Island back in the 60s, the developer pumped in all the rock that we see on the beach, all that extra sand, and that's why we have such a rocky beach. We built parking lots on it. We put our bathhouses on it. So those things have to be protected. If it was left to its own devices, barrier islands come and go and replenish themselves. You look at Three Rooker to the north, even Anclo Key, and if you have a big storm, the barrier island gets washed over. More sand builds up, the islands get bigger. That's the natural function of them. Once you turn around and put buildings on there, infrastructure such as parking lots, we have a responsibility to maintain that. And that's why we do projects, beach nourishment projects up and down the coast. They're incredibly valuable. They say for every dollar that's spent on beach nourishment money, the state generates $96 in return. The return on investment is gigantic. That return on investment comes from tourist tax dollars, the monies that are spent in hotels and local restaurants. A lot of people say, why are they spending that kind of money when there's other things to do? It stimulates our economy. It helps the economy of a place like Pinellas County grow. Our beaches are our #1 attraction here in the state of Florida, and by replenishing do beach nourishment projects, it helps keep those beaches healthy. We have about another 4 or 5 weeks if the weather holds for us, and the project will be completely done, and then we'll open up the entire beach. So yeah, you may be standing there at the fence looking and wanting to get into that piece of beach that nobody else has had a chance to play on, but please just bear with us. Another 4 or 5 weeks and the whole thing will be open. The part that we open, the place is getting packed on the weekends. It's great to see. And most people have gone to the main beach. That's where Cafe Honeymoon is in the South Beach Pavilion. Well, if you travel just a little further down, you get to our middle parking lot, and that's the Oasis Parking area. That's the area that we have open right now. Look for the Oasis Beach parking area. It's going to be the one with all the cars in it right now. That's where you find that brand new pretty white sand.